Thank you. I chair the Nottingham branch of the NUJ and have served on the national executive of my union. I have spoken several times about the importance of journalists being able to report on what is happening in Ukraine and likewise the adverse effect in Russia as well. Today, the Committee of Journalists have released some figures relating to the fatalities of journalists covering this war in Ukraine. And sadly, 23 journalists have lost their lives. Among them, 6 Russians and 4 Ukrainians, 1 Lithuanian, an American. And so that in fact what you see is in the attempt to convey the picture of the conflict in Ukraine, people unfortunately become the targets themselves. Most of the deaths were with reporters actually in covering the conflict, so that they were just doing their job, reporting on what is happening there, and they were killed because they were just a conflict, they were just collateral in that respect. So I just want to put that message across, that in order to get the truth of what is happening in Ukraine, people pay with their lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Diana. I've got now to speak Christy, who's been involved in the campaign in support of Hong Kong. People will know that China has increasingly been taking a grip and control of Hong Kong, denying democratic rights there, throwing people in prison who are dissidents there, trade unionists and many others who fought in the magnificent campaign for democratic rights just a few years ago. And like Russia, China is run by an authoritarian regime that doesn't respect the rights of national minorities or any minorities at all. So Christy from Hong Kong, who's got a Hong Kong Stand with Ukraine placard, which I think is very welcome on this protest today.
Thank you. It's Christy from Nottingham Stands with Hong Kong. Hong Kongers support Ukraine. It has been 3 months since Russia invaded Ukraine. Everyone in Ukraine is suffering. Not just people is suffering there. Russia even destroyed the national gene bank of plants of Ukraine. The war still has not ended. How can we stop that violence? Solidarity is very important. We support Ukraine. The world cannot help Russia. We have to put sanctions on Russia. All the governments in the world should stand with Ukraine. When every country is putting heavy sanctions on Russia, China still offers market access to Russia. When the United Nations General Assembly votes to suspend Russia's membership in the United Nations Human Rights Council, China voted to keep Russia as a member of United Nations Human Rights Council on April 7, 2022. How dare is a country which invaded another country claims that they have human rights? How dare a country which supported another country to create a war claim that they have human rights? The Chinese Communist Party is a dictatorship. They are supporting a country which created a war. They should be ashamed of what they are doing. I think some of you may know the history of Tiananmen Square massacre on June 4, 1989. It was originally a sit-in protest organized by university students in April. After months, it turned into the Tiananmen Square massacre. Thousands of people died. Ningbo is one of the cities in China. Do you know there is a Ningbo Friendship Bridge in Nottingham? Ningbo is a sister city with Nottingham. We would like to raise a petition to Nottingham City Council to end the twin city status with Ningbo. We know that the Nottingham City Council ended the ties with Prince Noda in Russia and Minsk in Belarus. We can also cut the ties with Ningbo. So coming June 4th, we are going to set up a protest store here in the Old Market Square to say no to totalitarianism, say no to dictatorship, say no to censorship. Let's join together to fight for real human rights. No matter what happened, war is not a solution. We need peace. So hope to see you all again here on June 4th, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Thank you.
Thanks, Christy. Okay, does any